Hey, greetings to you. This is your brother Bedford. In the last couple of videos, I've been giving you an introduction into this one person business model. So if you haven't had a chance, go back and take a look at those videos, and you'll see that I'm beginning to unpack this business model that I've been engaged in for 2 decades, 20 years now. And this industry, this model has only gotten better and better. And we're really in the prime time for this model to really take off from this point into the future. And I'll unpack that some more as we get into some of the other videos that I want to share with you. But make sure you go back and take a look at those couple videos so that you can begin to get an introduction into this one person business model. Let me give you a quick summary of what I mean or what I'm talking about when we talk about this one person business model. I'm talking about utilizing the internet, the virtual space, to become highly valued, highly respected, highly influential. And as a result of being highly valued, highly respected, and highly influential, you become highly paid. Right. And the internet allows you to accomplish these things. I don't want to say easy, but yeah, relatively easy. It's not like the old days where you needed a whole bunch of overhead and a whole bunch of different things to make money online due to new technology, AI, all the tools that are available to us for free. You can literally become highly respected, highly valued, and highly influential if you do the right things. And as a result, you can become highly paid, right? So that's kind of to sum it up in a nutshell, and I'll unpack that a little bit more in future videos. But what I want to do, what I want to cover in this particular video is the four riches of a one person business, right? Uh, there are four things or four riches that happen as a result of doing those other things that I talked about, but doing them effectively, doing them right, becoming highly valued, highly respected, highly influential. You become highly paid. And with that, you develop these four riches that come along with this business model. And I've been talking about these with a few workshops that we had come up over the past week or so. So I said, let me come to you and let me just share with you what these four riches are, and you'll see that there isn't a downside to learning how to have a one person business model. So, what I want to do is share my screen with you real quick. I'm going to go through these four riches, and then I'll let you go. First and foremost, let's get to the definition of rich, right? I don't think a lot of people really look up words. We just use words randomly, and we have these stigmas about money and wealth and rich, and it kind of just stifles us from doing some of the things that could help us to what this definition that comes out of Webster says. The meaning of rich just simply implies having more than enough to gratify, right? Or satisfy your normal needs and desires. And I would also add wants in there. We have normal wants, normal needs, normal desires. And rich means that we have more than enough to achieve those things, and we can do a little bit more to kind of have a better life. That's all it means. And most business models or business opportunities don't afford us the means or the way to get to these things easily. They become very difficult to do. Some business models are really cumbersome and become overwhelming and stressful for a lot of people, not the one person business model. But let me explain to you the four riches that come with having the one person business model. Number one is time. To sum it up, you want control over how you spend your time. If you don't want control over how you spend your time, I don't know what you want. That's time is the most valuable asset, the most valuable resource that you can have. And many of us squander our time. We don't know how to get more time. But the one person business model helps you to get your time back to do the things that you want to do when you want to do them, and to have time for self improvement, time for hobbies, time for relaxation, time for getting better, reading, whatever it is that you want to do with your time that makes your life more fulfilling. You want a business that helps you to do that. And that's what the one person business model provides. And so this to me is the number one rich or riches that a person can obtain from any business model. So if any business model doesn't give you more time, you have to really look at that and say, is this something I want to be a part of? Does it take my time away? Does it take away my energy? Does it take away my focus, my ambition? And if it does, if it drains me, why am I doing it? But a business that gives you excitement, enjoyment, time, you want to kind of look at that a little bit more closely. And so this is the first of the riches that you could obtain when you build a one-person business model, the way that we teach it, right? The second rich is relationships. You want to have control over who you work with. Now, this includes team or employees or vendors, customers, clients, and of course, the expanding network of potential partners and collaborators. You've probably heard the saying many, many times, right? Your network is your net worth, or you've probably heard it flip, right? Your net worth is your network. Because one of the most important things you can do is build effective relationships. And most business opportunities or business models don't afford you the time to do that, to have great relationships or phenomenal relationships, and even learn how to leverage those relationships to do bigger and better things. My mentor, Dr. Frazier, the king, the godfather of the networking conversation in the Black community, would talk about relationships as being the key to business, right? That if you don't have relationships, you don't have business, or you shouldn't be in business. And in fact, he would say the only business that you're really in is in the business of building relationships. You want to become rich in relationships. Dr. Kimbrough would say, show me the 5 closest people to you, and I can show you your future. I can tell you what your income is based upon the 5 people that you hang around with. So most of us have poor relationships. A one-person business model done correctly will help you to have rich relationships. And of course, we'll unpack how to leverage those relationships to really grow them into bigger, better, and brighter things. The next rich that comes with having a one-person business model is purpose. This ties closely into time, but you can have time, but now having time and relationships, now you really have the time to really look at living your life, doing and achieving the things that are important to you, the things that give you purpose, things that are in alignment with your talents, your gifts, and your skills that were given to you by your creator. It's a completely different way to do business. It's a completely different way to live life. Most people are born, live, and die, and they never even explore their purpose in life, or why am I here, or what are the unique qualities that God gave me to kind of share with the rest of the world. And 9 times out of 10, it's because we're either on jobs or in businesses that don't afford us the time and the relationships to give us the freedom to look at our purpose and what it is that we're doing in our lives. When you do a one business model properly or correctly, it gives you the latitude and the longitude to look at your life in a completely different way. And then the last rich is what everyone is most familiar with. And I think this is the problem, that everybody puts this first, right? When we chase the money, and when you're chasing money for particular jobs and things like that without having the time, relationships, and your purpose in alignment with the types of money that you want, because when you're chasing it, doing it the other way, there's a limit to how much money you can have. But when you do it in reverse, when you use money to buy back your time and your relationships and purpose, now you have more time, more fulfilling relationships or phenomenal relationships to leverage to get more money. The money becomes unlimited at that point, because now you'll learn how to just continuously leverage all of these business models, the technology and the internet to make as much as you want. And here's the other thing, make it how you want, right? This type of business model helps you to unlock the creativity as to how you generate revenue and income. It takes you out of transaction mode and puts you into relational mode, relationship capital. And that's what we're talking about with relationships. And so these are the four riches of a one-person business model. And I would challenge you to go and explore some of the other models that are out here and see if they can measure up to these four riches that you can achieve if you build a one-person business model properly. So let me close this out and let me just share this with you, or just say this to you. There are a bunch of business opportunities. There are a bunch of business models. There are a bunch of types of things that you can be a part of. And if that's for you, that is fine. You should go and do that. But I would encourage you, as we enter this whole new way, or this whole new economy, the way that people view life and business and work, I think you want to explore. Even if you have a huge professional business, you really want to find out, how can I add this one person business model to that to enhance it and make that business easier and more fruitful? Or you may want to start with a one person business model. And then if you want to deal with all of the other things, other types of business models, that's fine too. But I would encourage you to go back and take a look at the first two videos and come back to the channel as I unpack a few more of the videos, or even join us in one of our pop-up workshops where we talk about how to become rich as a one-person business, and see if this is for you. I can guarantee you, if you're watching this video, you're spending some time on the internet. You have friends and followers on the internet. You have relationships on the internet. So the key is, how do you use it now to build a life and a career on it, to where you don't have to worry about a bunch of overhead, a bunch of employees, and all of those different types of things, right? So this is your brother Bedford, once again, wanting you to go back and look at this video and look at those four riches and see if the four riches that come as a result of building a one-person business model is for you. So this is your brother Bedford, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.